welcome to the Grand Bard of Gorsedh Kernow. Dyliwch y dinerch yw I ol, pan redi'r am lyfr ma, ysd oes sothanus ar y feseddydd am fer. Leith ensi genus, leith ensi trigys, a pith o colrils ddega. Emma fydd cref hei yn wir yn barth dy alas bos nebonen, neba ober a Kernow hagi gonisogen. Hedre imonsi gans pasio y ddro am fyw. Henyw ang sugen the all and birth in Kemen. Welcome to you all. When one reads this book, one is amazed at the diversity of the bards, where they were born, where they lived, and what they achieved. It reinforces the fact that a bard can be anybody who works for Cornwall and its culture, as long as they are passionate about both. That is the essence that all bards have in common. An lyfr y Bredr Natw Gyswallasig and Ranndir Ma. Yma a rig cefwertha goholion biz cans Lithinio. An Berdh Pennrynn-Aberfala o genus nobis all, o comprehendia ainda Africa, Australia, ha status unis. Mesia thisquaith an ethym Celtic the those trade and grave. Revedrig ha neba wardrig rest. An real drig all ambunans and Kate Plu, oth a very callous the wolosegi ag an heminieth, hag o strivia the witha and manerio, caparni the wheel oma, nebonen ad usis the driga in Kernow, wossa o godriga oma, nes I an juni diski kernuig, a doza bos a sili duwisig and Kemenian. The book reflects the cosmopolitan nature of this area, where ships traded for centuries. The Penryn-Falmouth bards were born all over the world, including India, Africa, Australia, and the USA. But they demonstrate that Celtic need to come back home to their roots, some to live and some to visit, continually. Others live the whole of their lives in one parish, working hard to enrich their community and striving to keep the customs going in the way we'd have belonged to do it here, as my granny would say. Some people choose to live in Kernow after spending holidays here, but they join us, learn the language, and become hard-working members of the community. Some lives have evolved in such a way that the person ends up achieving things they never dreamt of when they started out. Their achievements have been varied, from performing or writing for the media, others using their talents to raise money for charity, to some teaching others and raising their pupils' self-esteem to become rugby internationals, musicians, or just achieve their dreams. Amongst the bards are authors, poets, doctors, and people founding festivals and awards which perpetuate their memory. Bards have been involved in establishing the Police Fingerprint Bureau, working at Bletchley in World War II, using their love of languages to break the Japanese codes, or caring for the poor, the needy, the orphans, and the world's wildlife. I would like to thank Andrew Benn-Jenkin, our bard Briallen, for having the vision to start this series of books, this being the fourth. It is an invaluable record of the lives of the bards and reflects on Gorsedh Kernow, showing bards coming from all walks of life and who are multi-talented. And has spearheaded these publications with drive and commitment, and without her the idea would not have reached fruition. She has had the backing of a dedicated group of people who have worked tirelessly on them. We are indebted to all those people and those who have supported it financially. We thank the Gorsedh Archive and Publications Committee for overseeing this project, and Maggie Hinch, Mark Dungy and the local team who have brought this particular book in the series to publication. We thank all the bards who contributed and everyone who has helped with their hard work and enthusiasm. I can commend this book to you as an interesting read and take great pleasure in launching this new book in a unique series. Marasta we are.
I'd like to echo Darren Moore's welcome and thank in particular all who've made this production possible. I'd like to emphasise, having worked with them, particularly Maggie Hinch, who's here and done a tremendous amount of work for the book, Mark Dungy, who's typeset the book and went mad with scrawly bits of paper that people send in, and also Penryn Town Council, who offered us a meeting place. There's so many others, I can't thank them all, and the Grand Bard has already mentioned names. But I'd like to thank the printer, who's done the books for 4 years and is doing a pretty good job. Can I just say, I publish books anyway, that this is not meant to be a really 100% brilliant production. It's just got to be a workable production, because in 10 years' time you might want to reprint it, because there will be different bards to refer to and different bards who've died. So it is not an exceptionally expensive book, and I hope that you will buy it. I'd like to thank the Tregellis Trust, and I believe the daughter is here, and thank you very much for allowing us to use that. It's really made the book look good. It's much more exciting. Don't say I said so. It's much more exciting than the 3 previous books, which have a scene of the Gorsedh on. So lovely pictures from the Tregellis tapestry. And on the table there, if you knew nothing about it, there's a little booklet about the Tregellis tapestry for £2. And Derek is waving them around if you want to buy it and find out about the history of that. That helps the Tregellis Foundation. So thank you to all of them. I'd like to echo the thanks of contributors from all over the world who have been in touch with me on the Gorsedh archive site and others. And when I email someone in Australia, they immediately say, "Oh yes, we'll do that for you." How wonderful communication is now with the internet. We can find information so much more quickly than when we had to send a letter and it took 6 years. 6, I don't mean years. 6 weeks. I'd just like to mention 1 or 2 bards that I remember particularly. I was made a bard in 1957, so my memory goes back a long time. And I remember particularly Paul Smales and what a wonderful inspiration he was. He set up the conference on Cornwall. He started many Cornish initiatives like the Cornish Music Guild and the Cornish Literary Guild. He raised the suggestion for the now famous Angoff March to London in 1997, and it was because of his inspiration that we all got on our walking boots and walked to London in 1997. So a terrific inspiration. Unfortunately, he died just before that march. I'd like to mention also 1 or 2 living bards from the area. The Reverend Brian Coombs, who isn't very well and I think is not here. He's here. Right. Brian, who is a past Grand Bard, and he was a member of the Bishop's Advisory Committee on Cornish, and really was instrumental in getting Cornish language services all over Cornwall. Vanessa Beeman, she's not here, is she? No. Vanessa isn't very well. Can we send her our good wishes? only the second woman Grand Bard in Kernow, again a wonderful inspiration, and she wrote round to get sponsorship for the book. And Hazel Bennett, who's a particular friend of mine, I think also, is she here? Yeah. Hello Hazel, you can't see people. Hazel and I were made bards in 1957, we're really old. But you will remember Rachel for being the horn blower for a good many years and how wonderful she was. So I remember them. The book is fun. It's lots of interesting bits in it. And I would like to thank everybody for all the work they did. You'll find a list in the book of people who worked on the local committee. We'd also like to thank sponsors, financial or in kind, and we're going to hand out copies of the book to the people who are here from the sponsors, I think. I think Pendennis Shipyard isn't here. Hine Downing Solicitors. Would you like to come and collect a book?
Right.
And the trust fund, David, is that right as well?
Yes, the trust fund, and also I'm seeing Deacons of Port Pendennis this evening, so I could give them the book if you would like.
Right, thank you, yes.
So that's 3, is it?
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Penryn Town Council, somebody shouts. She might her way through. We're very grateful to Penryn Town Council. They've offered us the room here today and for several other events. So thank you very much to Penryn Town Council. They deserve a special thanks. Falmouth Town Council, I think. Is there anyone here? Town Fair. Oh, right. And Penryn Town Fair. That's right. So somebody there. But we would like to thank them all. If we have sponsorship, it means that as soon as we've sold out, we've made a profit, and then we can look at the next one. The next one is going to be about Tamar Valley next year. So if you have relations up there, tell them to get in touch with me on the archive website, and we'll start work on that in October, I expect. So thank you by the... is the mayor going to do it? We're doing a vote of thanks? So nobody's... So I just asked Maggie to say a few words as she's done all the work.
I just want to reiterate what Bard and Anne have said, and thank everybody who contributed, friends, relatives, various organisations, also the Gorsedh archives. We've had quite a lot from there. That's basically it, other than I'd like to thank Shirley, who got the room ready for us today, and Margie and Philip, who were doing teas, doing refreshments. Thank you very much. And I think that's about it. So, I was just about to. Took the words out of my mouth. Please buy books, I've been prompted. And refreshments are over in the corner, tea, coffee, orange, soft biscuits. Thank you.